Okay, so I am Aaron Morris, and I am a descendant of Samuel, but I don't know Morse code. We are the Doors. There were 4 of us. This was actually my very first hackathon, and there were 4 team members, and I had not. There, it's working. I hadn't met 2 of these people before this event. Oh wait, sorry. Okay, so I'd met.
I guess.
Misty's having an idiot.
And a video stream lag. So okay, it's holding still now. That's good. So I hadn't met 2 of these people before, so that was kind of fun for me too. Got to meet some new people. Our project sponsor was Misty, who, yes, it's working. Works as the executive director of Alaska, or Assistive Technology for Alaska. And the project was that there are Alaskans that have accessibility issues, and Misty's working to kind of solve some of these challenges with people she works with. So, whoop. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, so we wanted to create a system for basically being able to open interior doors with problems with accessibility. So make it accessible via smart home technology. Misty mentioned that there are current solutions that exist right now to do this sort of thing, but they run about $7K per door. So if you figure how many doors you might want to do this to someone's house, it's a pretty expensive proposition. The installations involved, and these aren't portable, so it doesn't solve the scenario when someone's needing to be in different locations and wants assistive technology where they're going. So we set ourselves up with some objectives where we wanted an inexpensive and portable solution, something that could be installed on an existing door with very little modifications, usable on any flooring, want to be able to integrate with Siri, HomeKit, and Alexa, and be able to use this in different ways. So proximity, where you're maybe actually touching something, or with a button, being able to use something like Siri, or possibly do something like that. Okay, so we dove in and first began with documentation and kind of trying to refine a concept of what we wanted to do, come up with some requirements, and once we had some requirements figured out, we dove in and basically designed what we wanted the system to look like. So the idea is that we have a Wi-Fi accessible and internet accessible point of presence that's talking to a device that's Bluetooth low energy, and it's communicating with the IoT controller, and then the microcontroller that's at the Bluetooth LED is actually managing the robotic wheel that is attached to the base of the door. So we spent the weekend basically kind of testing the viability of some of this, and Trevor, who's a member of the UAA robotics team, pardon me, actually had a bunch of experience with electronics, and we had access to this really great robotic wheel. So we built a system that actually can communicate with the robotic wheel wirelessly. This will be interesting.
It doesn't work also, but you have a black screen over there, so
Let's try one more time.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
That's definitely not right. Okay, walk up to the door. Go up to the door. Against the wall. fully open, we proceed through the door, close the door, and the switch activates, stopping the motor, signifying the door is closed. And we're good.
But what about speeding it up?
So we can also, if we are super impatient, we can speed it up. Stop it.
Okay. There we go. So this was really interesting for me. I think what we have here is actually a commercially viable prospect. What you saw there, it obviously needs some refinement, so it's not a tripping hazard, and we need to kind of work out the mechanical side of things for the attachments and make sure there's adequate power and battery life for it. But there's government funding available for this, so there's a way to kind of fund creating the actual prototypes. The cost to do low volume manufacturing is relatively reasonable, and this is potentially something that would have global applicability. Do you want to dive in and talk about a bit about our process and the problems that we encountered and stuff?
Sure. So, is this the microphone?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm Trevor Sprague. Like you said, I have some experience with robotics, so I had access to a bunch of components. That's where everything came from, was basically the robotics lab. And so we took the requirements that we started with, they were back a few slides, and tried to, well, we designed like essentially a block diagram of what everything was going to be. So we have our microcontroller that's running the motor controller, which is running motor. We wanted to have some sort of wireless interfacing for this for the demo purpose. And so we had a little Bluetooth chip. And then we also wanted to be able to have some sort of switching mechanism for when the door actually is fully open. You don't want to just have the motor, running in place and burn out. And so, so that was essentially the stuff that we had. We could maybe, hopefully, kind of, sort of figure it out from the video, even though it was very laggy. But basically, we started off with just testing each of the components individually because we wanted to make sure everything worked. Once we had that, then we started putting small pieces together, so making sure that we could run the motor from the Arduino through the motor controller. That probably gave us the most amount of trouble. We were using one motor controller, and there was documentation. We followed documentation, and it didn't work, and we spent too much time not, getting it to work. We finally did use a smaller controller with a small motor, and then we figured out that there were some wiring issues. Basically, read the data sheets from the wiring standpoint, and then from the software standpoint, I think the Bluetooth was probably the most complicated thing so far. I didn't take care of that. You want to talk about any problems with that? Or?
We had to work out how to talk with a Bluetooth chipset, and then what I actually wanted to do for the demo was be able to kind of come up here and say, "Hey Siri, open the door." And we actually, probably with a few more hours, actually made that work. We figured out how to do it. So this is really neat, I think, and there's potentially a lot of different ways something like this could be used. You could have one version that's an actual portable version like we're proposing. Another version, there's kind of standardized systems for drilling into doors, for attaching handles and things, and probably utilizing that same sort of equipment. You could basically drill in and attach something that would basically be right underneath the door and have no protruding parts whatsoever. So the wheel is actually directly underneath the door. There's also potential to do things like doors that are slides as opposed to opening and out. So, you don't want to do a startup?
You guys have your wheel with you?
Yeah, you can run it back here if anybody wants to see that.
Yeah, can you make the switch plate move?
So we're using a limit switch.
Okay.
So you'll have to talk loud since the mic is in the back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and use your phone.
Okay, you're good.
So I'm
Just,
actually-
yeah, don't want to have feedback.
Alright, so now you can unmute.
Okay. And yeah. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So basically, we have an Arduino, a limit switch, a Bluetooth low energy module, motor controller. This is, I think, a windshield motor with a motor attached for whatever reason. And then, of course, power switch. And there's an app here that interfaces with the Bluetooth module. So we're able to, say we go up to the door, we can open the door, it's opening, and then we have this limit switch. This would be like on the door, it's detected the wall, it's run into the wall. And now we want to, after you go through the door, you go the opposite direction, it's closing, you would have another switching mechanism that stops it. And then, you know, it reverses direction. So we have essentially a working prototype right now with the switching mechanism, the Bluetooth, driving motor, pretty much everything working. Just not a very nice package. We would have to shrink this all down and like a lot of stuff like that, but it at least works. Yeah.
Cool. Any questions?
Great. I believe that is all the presentations. So those were all really great. Again, give it up for yourselves, like everyone. Okay. So now the judges will take a moment to deliberate, and I guess in all locations can sort of hold tight, and we'll get back to you. Also on the Fairbanks side, we do have t-shirts.
So while the judges talk, Jeff is going to give a closing keynote about the alliance, and there's food, so you know there's a reason to stay. All right, Jeff, all yours.
Okay, cool. Give me just a second to get set up.